Lately, I've been overthinking my blank page, so today I'm just letting go of the plan and just starting. So I've used foam stamps before, but never with watercolor. So I'm curious to see if we can get a softer, more organic mark this way. They only take a few seconds to make, so let's get started and get unstuck. So I've got a piece of foam core here, and then my craft foam that I bought at Michael's. It's got sticky back. If you can't find it with a sticky back, you can use the ones that you can just glue down. So we're just going to cut this out really quick. Okay, so I just peeled off the back and we're just kind of sticking this down. I've made mine in 3 different shapes because I wanted this negative space in here. All right, I got some Payne's Gray here. I'm just going to mix it up with a little water, and then we're going to see, we're just going to paint this on here and see how it looks on. I just got a sheet of paper over here, like regular copy paper. You can see it's kind of beading up a little bit. Let's see what we get. Let's stamp away. And I'm just going to put this down. Just do a little rubbing. And here we have our stamp. Kind of fun. Okay, so I've got my Arch paper tape down here. This is the cold press paper. And then I want to put this mark down. This is going to be our starting mark. It's a big bold mark, but I think it's going to be kind of cool. It's just a really fun way to start off quickly and not be intimidated by the white page, so we can get something down and then start creating around it and see what we get. Interesting. I kind of like that, but I wish it came down. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down just right through here a little bit and see what happens. Ooh, that's fun. It's really bold, but I like it. Let's come in with a little bit of our Pit Pastel charcoal pencil and make some more marks through here. Maybe bring one down through here. Okay. Come and wet down the paper just a little bit through the bottom. I kind of want that to dry a little bit before I come in. And then we're kind of coming with the liquid earth from Schmincke and just the liquid ember, sorry. I'm just going to make a move here with our dagger brush. This nice, lovely color. My goal is not to cover all of this up. I kind of want to leave a lot of it alone. But I definitely want some color coming back through there. Let's come in with our watercolor or green, undersea green watercolor stick. Make some marks through here. Come back in and spread that out a little bit. Such a pretty color. Love it. Love how it just sort of sits on top there. It is a transparent color, so you will get some pretty good transparency through to the brown. Let's put a little black in there as well. The lunar black. And let's come back in with our mark making tool. Make some marks through here. I love this thing. I'm probably using it way too much, but I love it. I just love these little marks that you can make through there. Love that brush mark right there, though. That's really cool. So I like our little bit of mountainy shape here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Payne's Gray through there. Pretty light wash. I just kind of want it to sit right there. And I'm going to just keep bringing it through so we can make our sky area. Let's go ahead and spray this down. You might get some lifting up here on the watercolor shape, but that's okay if you do. Come with that and then get our bigger brush and make some marks through here. I think I want a little bit more darkness through here. Don't want to fuss with it too much. Okay, so I've mixed up a little bit of the quinacridone gold watercolor stick with the Schmincke liquid earth. And I kind of just want to bring it, like, see where that point is? I'm just going to kind of bring it through here. I may have ruined all the transparency of the orange by putting in that gold color, but I kind of wanted it to be just a little bit more see-through. And I kind of like how it just sort of is floating, maybe. Let's put a little bit more of this color just kind of coming through here so it doesn't look so weird, just sort of there on top. So I've got a little bit of brown here. I'm just going to bring in a little mark through here. I'm trying to decide if I like this white. I think I kind of like it, but I'm not sure if I love it. Like, would it look better if I covered it up? Okay, I've decided to paint this in. I think it's okay, but I really thought this would be more of a solid. I wanted it to be more of a solid shape. So I'm just going to put like, we're just going to do a light wash so that you can still see the definition of what's going on there. But it's not going to be so bold, if that makes sense. I just wasn't liking how that was reading. It felt a little odd to me. Now it feels better. Okay, I'm going to come in with a little bit of the Caran d'Ache English Red. Just make some marks through here to kind of bring more of our lovely line work in here. I also want to see what happens if we use our little tool on the Caran d'Ache. Okay, that didn't work very well. I'm going to come in with just a little bit more of with this yellow ochre through here. And maybe some down here. I'm not going to do too much Caran d'Ache today. I think we've already got some really cool marks. I'm just trying to add some more energy into it. I mean, we don't like boring, dull paintings. Let's put some over here too. Now I'm not really liking that red. This is a Derwent drawing pencil in chocolate. I think what I want to do is add some drawing marks through here. I didn't really like that color very much. I don't know why. I usually love that color. Didn't like it today. So I'm just going to make a shape through here to kind of break up some of that color, which I don't mind. Now, ooh, these work really well on this arch. And this is just the 12 set of Caran d'Ache, or I'm sorry, Derwent drawing pencils. I don't have a huge set. Usually when I buy supplies the first time, I just buy like a smaller set because I'm not sure how I'm going to like it. I love these drawing pencils, but I don't use them enough to buy a bigger set. And these are all kind of colors that I use already. So I don't really have to think a lot about what colors are in there. And once you decide what your palette's going to be, it makes it a lot easier. You tend to start buying more open stock than sets, and that will save you a ton of money because then you're not going to get colors that you don't need or don't like. You know, like I don't really like purple. Okay, I like this so far. I'm glad I covered that up. It was way too stark. Okay, we're going to come in with a dry lunar black. I did wet this down just a little bit. I'm just going to rub some of this on here. I thought I had the dry side. There we go. These are a little stubborn, not going to lie. But a little bit goes a long way. And I really like that little bit of texture. You might want to add, I'm going to add just a little bit of it coming through here. Sorry, I'm not trying to shake the camera. Maybe that was the wet side. Yeah, if you use these wet like this, it won't work. Just FYI. Okay, just a little bit of texture there. I'm going to spray this down from high. We'll let this dry, and we'll come back and look at it with the mat. Taking my Inktense in indigo, and I'm just going to sort of cover up the rest of that white. I like the shape of the stamp. Maybe it would have worked better if I would have been over watercolor already. I just wasn't liking, like it wasn't making sense to me in the overall scheme. I'm just going to come in with a little bit of a wet brush here. The overall scheme of how it was supposed to be solid. So we know not to make that mistake again. I thought it was going to be cool, and I did like it, but it just wasn't what I wanted for, like, I love it down here. I think these little white sections are great, and I even kind of really like that, so I'm not going to cover that part up. But I really didn't like how not solid that was, and I think that looks better. I think I'm okay with that now. Okay, so I really like how I ended up here. Like I said, I wasn't terribly happy with the shape, but I kind of like it now. It's still very graphic, but the parts that I didn't like were sort of this, how white that was. I really love it down here. So maybe that stamp is not up here. Maybe it's only down here, like in the land area, because I think it kind of has these really fun shapes coming through here. And I love this texture that it left with just the texture of the foam stamp through here and through here. I think it's really good. I really like this shape too. So maybe the stamp is just on the bottom part. Maybe it's not on the land part or the top part. But whatever. I think it looks good. I really like the marks that we put through here with the scraping tool. I like a little bit of black, not a whole lot of black in this. And this kind of came out looking more green once I put that quinacridone gold over it. Love the lines through here and the lines through here to kind of break up that shape. Yeah, overall pretty happy with this one. I don't think it's the best thing I've ever made, but I do like it. Um, Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you try making foam stamps for your work? It's a lot easier than lino cutting. You don't need a lot of extra tools. But yeah, I think we'll play around with this some more. So Thursday, we're going to finish up with the big 18 by 22 piece. So make sure you come back for that. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited to show you what I've been doing. Um, and then we'll continue on. Hit to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. And I hope this inspires you to take that first step and not be scared of just putting down marks and then working around it. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye, guys.